Shalom Uvracha, Torah Mitzion. A lot to digest last time, and we're going to go even deeper. So hold on to your hats. Because again, this is a video series which is very important, especially now during this period of the 3 weeks. Especially right now, still while we're in Tammuz, and you'll find out, if not on this video, on the next one. So let's get into it now. Let's dive in. We're going to turn and we're going to look at the verse, the pasuk in Bamidbar 25:4. And that is where it says, Vayomer Adonai el Moshe, Kach et Roshei ha'am, v'hoka otam l'Adonai neged hashemesh, v'yashov Haron af Adonai miYisrael. Translates, and Hashem said to Moshe, take all of the heads of the people and impale them, hang them basically, before Hashem, neged, against or facing the sun, and the burning wrath of Hashem will turn away from Yisrael. Let's dissect this verse very carefully and analyze it according to the 4 levels of the Pardes, which is the Peshat, Remez, Drash, and Sod, the simple meaning, the hinted meaning, the derived meaning, and the secret meaning. So first let's do the Peshat. Simple meaning. Vayomer Hashem Moshe. It's a direct, urgent command from Hashem. It says, Kach et kol Roshei ha'am. Take all of the leaders of the people. These are the leaders, literally the heads. Now understand that they're not merely political officials. They are the spiritual channels and connectors of each of the tribes of Israel. Continues and says, V'hoka otam la'Adonai neged hashemesh, and hang them before Hashem facing the sun. Public execution in full visibility under the light of emet, the light of truth. No hiding, full exposure of corruption at the root. I'm going to emphasize that, at the root. Then it continues, V'yashov Haron af Hashem miYisrael, so that the burning wrath of Hashem will be turned away from Yisrael. This is not an act of vengeance, God forbid. It is a spiritual surgery to save the nation's core. That's the pshat. Let's go to the remez, the hidden hints in the language. Roshei ha'am. These are not just figureheads, as I kind of mentioned before. What they really are the outward branches of the Shivim Nefesh, the 70-root soul of Israel who descended with Yaakov in Mitzrayim to Egypt. You can look at it in reference Bereshit 46, verse 27. Now, they represent the tribal interfaces with the spiritual superstructure of the spiritual Yisrael. Their corruption threatens the entire root system of the nation's soul. Hence, Hashem says, remove the infected nerve endings before it spreads to the brain. But there's more. La Hashem neged hashemesh. The Shemesh, the sun, in Kabbalah refers to the sphere of Tiferet. It's the balancing force of mercy, Rachamim, and judgment, Gevurah. Hashem commands, expose the sinners under Tiferet so that the channels of harmony can be restored. Very important to have everything restored. Then we have the words, V'yashov Haron af Hashem miYisrael. Again, and turn away the anger from Israel. Here's a great hint, a great remez. Hashem over there does not say the words me'amo, turn the wrath from me'amo, from his people, or me'amav, in the plural, from his people. Instead it uses a special word, miYisrael, from Yisrael. There's a big secret here. It implies from every and from the very essence of Yisrael, which is the collective soul, the collective root soul, which is included within it of the Shoresh of the 70 soul, Shivim Nefesh. This confirms something very special. The danger was not just external sin. It was the spiritual root infection, a possible corruption of the essential Israelite spiritual identity itself. Now let's jump and let's talk about Sod level, the Kabbalistic structure of the crisis. Each tribe, each Shevet is taught by the Arizal, Rabbi Yitzhak Luria Zichron Livracha. It is mapped to a specific channel. Therefore, the Roshei Ha'am, the heads of the people, they're not just individuals. They are the gateways through which the divine flow, the Shefa, flows, and it enters into each tribal soul. If corrupted, then they become blockages in the spiritual bloodstream. Entrances then to the Sitra Ahra, the other side of Tuma, that which stands against, and they invade into the holy camp, and therefore the seeds for future generations, it leads to the downfall. This is why HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is why Hashem commanded so strong to sever, not to punish the individuals, but literally to stop a collapse of the spiritual DNA. Let's take another look at the Kabbalistic anatomy of the spiritual soul, the collective soul, Yisrael. The Zohar explains the deep secret here regarding the word Yisrael, for instance. The word Yisrael was made up of the letters Yud, Shin or Sin, Resh, Aleph, and Lamed. The Yud symbolizes Chachma. The Shin, which is a three branch, symbolizes our three patriarchs, Avot, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. The Resh symbolizes the head, Rosh. The Aleph, Keter, the divine crown. And the Lamed, Lev, the heart. Therefore, to say Haronaf from Yisrael, to that hard wrath of Hashem on Israel, to turn it away, means that the entire configuration substructure was under the threat of collapse, spiritual collapse, from the head to the heart, from Chachma to Malchut of the Sfirot and everything that it represents. Unlike other sins that could be dealt with privately, here the infection couldn't, because the infection was now viral, it was spiritual, and it was capable of spreading throughout the entire people. Thus, the hanging, the impaling, was not about cruelty, but about containment, not retribution, but about healing. The surgical excision of corrupted spiritual links had to be removed. Big surgical procedure. Applications to Israel. Practical applications. Sometimes Hashem removes parts of the body to save the soul, the neshama. Don't mourn the surgery. Celebrate our survival. The flames of Peor still try to reach our root today, but the light of the Shemesh Tiferet can still burn it away. To the world, humanity, if the leaders fall, and I'm talking about the leaders of the evil people who are against Israel, who are against Hashem, the people will follow. Those who are righteous, with righteous leaders, Hashem will protect. But the others, not only the people will follow, but you'll be cut off. And Hashem is going to cut off the corruption from your roots. And therefore, turn back, do teshuvah, choose the right side of history before Hashem intervenes for you in a way that's not going to be so pleasant. Now let's continue. After these events and these words in the Torah, the hidden turns, the trap, it looks like it has succeeded. However, it appeared also to bring Israel literally almost to its knees of failure. But was this the truth? Was this the truth? The final thread was about to happen before things couldn't be reversed. For when all hope seemed to be lost, a hidden flame, power arose, a flame that had been burning silently, zealously, in the background until its moment finally arrived. And therefore it is written, Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen, then the grandson of Aaron, the man of peace, now ignites a fire of holy zealotry, of vengeance, but not vengeance for himself. The vengeance is l'shem shamayim, for the sake of heaven. We're going to talk about that later on in the next video in great detail because it's so critical, especially now in our day and age, to understand what's going on. Let's break this down though in detail. The most dangerous sin already at that time had taken root. Immorality and idolatry, avodah zarah, Peor's twin poisons. Israel was literally collapsing. The divine wrath burned, the plague spread, people were dying, the leaders were corrupted. Again, the verse says it all. Vayeshav ha'am echol v'yishto v'yikamu le'tzachek. That is actually talking about in Shemot, but it parallels what happened over here. V'tikrana la'am lizivchei elehen v'yochal ha'am v'yishtahavu le'elohehen. The one over there in Shemot that I quoted first, they says that they sat, they ate, they drank, they rose up to play, to make merry, talking about by the golden calf. Our verse, they invited the people to the sacrifices, to their gods, and the people ate and prostrated themselves to their gods. Festival meal, eating and drinking, but not for the right reason. Therefore, Hashem equates these two together. The trap had been set and stepped into. The door literally had closed. Bilam was gone. Balak was celebrating. He thought that that's it. He won. And the visible world looked to all the visible world that they did succeed. However, what they didn't see is what Pinchas saw, as it's written in Bamidbar 25:7. Vayar Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen. Pinchas saw what nobody else could. He saw the disease, that it had infected the root, but that it could still be removed, severed, excised. The zeal, the zealotry, kana, of Pinchas, it wasn't rage. It was a divine alignment, setting everything right. A spark, literally a Mashiach ben Yosef embedded in the line of the kahuna, the priestly line. It's basically a fire from Yesod, rising to defend the Malchut. When Pinchas struck Zimri and Cosby, he wasn't merely acting. He was literally doing this. He was severing the tie between Yisrael and Baal Peor. He was closing the portal to the klipot. He was halting the spread of divine wrath. He was restoring the integrity of the root of the holy soul of Israel, the collective soul, Knesset Yisrael. Thus the verse confirms V'te'atzah ha'magefa in 25:8, and the plague was halted. I'm emphasizing the word halted, and you'll see why. Thus, Hashem had already planted the cure within the camp, within Israel. Pinchas was the unseen countermeasure. He was the fire hidden in the chest of silence, the zeal that would spark the eternal brit shalom, eternal brit, covenant of peace. Israel, practical application. Even when the trap is sprung, Hashem has already prepared the flame of reversal. Never give up. The fire of Pinchas may rise within you. Be ready, be awake, and strike against the darkness with holy clarity. The fire of Pinchas is there. Now to the world, humanity, never mistake silence for weakness. When you think the soul of Yisrael has collapsed, guess again. Know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, is about to reveal his Pinchas. Now, know this further. Even after the zeal, the zealotry of Pinchas, the threat was still truly not over yet. Though Pinchas halted the plague, that's why he emphasized it, and he cut off the sin externally. Nonetheless, there was poison. The poison, what was injected by Bilam and Balak, wasn't fully expelled. It remained, but not in the limbs of Yisrael, but in the bloodstream. This is how you can look at it. And it was slowly making its way toward the heart of the nation. It was making the heart toward Yisrael, the root soul, the collective root soul of Israel, the collective soul of the people of Hashem. And this danger was subterranean, delayed, it was hidden. And only one soul, one neshama in history could stand against its power, and that was Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses. Let's continue. And therefore, let's take a look at something incredible. A secret to this that is found in the book of Devarim 34:6. It's literally a cosmic mystery over there. It's written over there about Moshe Rabbeinu. Vayikbor oto b'gai ba'aretz mo'av mul beit Peor. And he, meaning Hashem, buried him, Moshe Rabbeinu, in the valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beit Peor, the house of Peor, this idol. What's going on over here? It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense if you don't know the secrets. This verse, this pasuk is like a shard of lightning in the fog of history. And now it's clear so you can see it. Hashem himself buries Moshe. And the location of his burial, it's not random. It is opposite Peor, the idol. The debauchery, the sin, the very place of the sin. Why? Because the poison was not gone. And Moshe's neshama, his soul, had to guard it eternally up until it will be completely eradicated. So that's not really eternal, by the way. There is a time limit and we're getting there. So what was the reason? He had to protect it so that that poison would not reach the collective heart of Yisrael, which again is the key word, the key collective, as the Torah calls it, Mi Yisrael, from Yisrael. A bunch of videos we'll do on the secrets of those, and they're going to be forthcoming, because it's so key to the secrets and the keys to redemption, the keys to unlocking the books of Daniel, and so many of the other books. Let's turn now the unlocking to the words of our most famous sage in the Torah, who explains everything as clear as possible, which is Rashi, based on the Midrash, based on the Gemara Sotah, Daf, page 14a. Here he writes, Rashi, Kovru haya muchan sham misheshet yemei bereshit l'chaper al ma'aseh Peor. His burial, the burial of Moshe Rabbeinu, was prepared there since the 6 days of creation to atone for the sin of Peor. And this was one of the 10 things created in Ben Hashmashot, in the twilight period, on the eve of the first Shabbat. This is literally astounding. The death and the burial of Moshe is not a tragedy. It is a pre-creation event. It's a surgical solution embedded into time itself to prevent the destruction of both the collective and the root soul of Yisrael. Now let's ask again, why Moshe Rabbeinu? Why Moshe? Understand, he is the shepherd. He is the shepherd of all Israel, the shepherd of a 70 root soul, the Shivim Nefesh. He is the embodiment of the Da'at Elyon, literally the highest of the thought, transcendental thought, supernal thought, and knowledge of Hashem. He was the embodiment of it, the most whoever lived on this planet was able to comprehend, even more, of course, than Bilam. That transcendent knowledge, again, we can't even begin to comprehend it, but Moshe did. And this is why he agreed to all of these things too. He was the one who stood face to face with Hashem. Hashem spoke with him face to face. Hashem even says that himself. It's not something of arrogance. He didn't say it. Hashem said it. Look at that at the end of Parshat Balak. and he absorbed the rejected energies of every sin. He turned them around into tefillah and into Tikun, rectification, where Hashem forgave Am Yisrael after each time when he stood and he petitioned HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moshe knew once Pinchas acted, there would still remain a dangerous seed, a residue of the klipah in the deep root, God forbid, that could reach the heart. So he agreed to be buried opposite it. He gave up entering the land of Eretz Israel to protect the soul from outside of it, the Holy Land. Peor was not only an idol, it was literally a spiritual gateway, a reverse tree of life, you can even say, a drainage pipe pulling the nefesh, the base soul, toward impurity and dragging all of the rest of the spiritual levels along with it, God forbid. Moshe's grave, his kever, was therefore placed directly across from it like a spiritual firewall. That's how we can look at it in our terminology for today. And to this day, no one knows the grave's exact location because his soul is still active. It's standing like a pillar between the soul of Yisrael and the abyss of Peor. Though Moshe holds the poison in check, it will only be there until it's fully destroyed, and that will happen in the end of days through the combined lights of Mashiach ben Yosef, who will sever the last remnants of Peor, the energy that it is excluding into this world, and Mashiach ben David, who will redeem the soul of Yisrael fully and eternally. Only and only then will Peor's portal be permanently sealed, enclosed, broken. And it'll be broken by the Vav of Shalom from Pinchas, that it will then be made whole and not splintered. I'm dropping something there special because there's a reason for that. And for those who know, will understand what I'm talking about. Those who don't, maybe later. It's very deep matter. Call to action. Let's get practical. To Yisrael, my brothers and sisters, even when you do not see your protector, Hashem, he is still watching. Moshe did not leave you. He didn't leave us. He stands between us and Peor, even now. He waits for the day when his task will end, and the soul of Yisrael will shine untainted and reach its complete level, proper level of Kedusha, coming out to that level of Yeshurun. To the nations, humanity, if you have not joined the people of the covenant, join now. I'm giving you the best advice possible. Join now. For the watchers of impurity still are pulling toward Peor. Do you really want to be a part of that? But understand this, the soul of Yisrael is guarded. And those who cling to it, to the holy soul of Israel, following the Sheva Mitzvot, Shabbat Noach, the seven Noachide laws and all the details, you'll be spared. And you'll celebrate along with us. Want to know more about it? Go to noahidecademy.com.org. It's all us. We do tremendous work. We have wonderful people. And you can also join those who want to learn more and take lessons directly from us. Now, let's go back a second. After learning all of these things, let's talk about Moshe. Again, he only just didn't guard it. There is a secret about his actually return. So after learning again, Moshe Rabbeinu was buried opposite Peor to protect the soul of Yisrael from the final corruption. One might ask, does he ever return? Is he going to return? The real second coming? I'm playing with that word over there, expression. The answer is he never truly left. And why is that? Because the soul of Moshe didn't leave. Yes, it's there, and yes, it's here. And yes, it will come back to perform its final and its eternal task. Not only as a guardian, but as literally being the inner soul of Mashiach ben David. Oh, so let's take a look at the holy writings of the Arizal again, Rabbi Yitzhak Luria, and Shar HaGilgulim. And we can also look at the teachings from Chabad, from Hasidut, that affirms all of this in the Kutei Amorim in chapter 42. So let's look over here, and I'm going to read the translation from Lakute Amorim over here. It says, from this we understand that the soul of Moshe Rabbeinu is literally enclosed in the body of the leader of the generation in each and every era, and that is the soul that gives life to his body, and the soul of Moshe Rabbeinu is also the soul of Melech HaMashiach, King Mashiach, the leader of the generation of the true and the complete redemption. So you see it. And the Arizal talks about it likewise, that the soul of Mashiach is the soul of Moshe Rabbeinu. It's one of the same. So why is this so deeply necessary? Let's understand. Because Moshe was denied entry to the physical land. Yet, he never relinquished his leadership over the people because he can't. They're tied together eternally. His burial site, Moshe Rabbeinu's, is established before creation. It's not only just a shield, it is a spiritual anchor. Thus, when the final soul arises to lead Yisrael to the Geula Shlema, the final redemption, it must carry the essence of the first Redeemer, who is Moshe Rabbeinu. Because Goel Rishon, this is the principle we have, Goel Rishon v'hu Goel Aharon. The first Redeemer is also the very last Redeemer. And that is written in the Zohar, in the first book, on on the page 253, Amud Aleph A. Thus, Pinchas held the sword. David holds the throne. Mashiach ben David will hold the covenant, the brit, and the soul of Moshe Rabbeinu. The king who brings redemption will not merely be just a descendant of David, but he, in essence, will be the continuation of Moshe himself, completing what was paused at the borders of the Holy Land of Israel. Practical application. My brothers and sisters, to Yisrael, do not believe that your path in your past is lost. Moshe did not vanish into the grave. His soul, his neshama, became the soul of our future. Our final Redeemer will come with the wisdom of Sinai, of Mount Sinai, and with the fire of Pinchas, and with the kingship of David HaMelech, all in unity, all as one. To the nations, humanity, when you see the light of Mashiach, the real Mashiach, the true light, know that you are also beholding the soul of the prophet of truth, the one who stood at Sinai and now stands ready to call you forward. He wants you to join in sanctity, in holiness, be a part of the right side. Now the secrets are going to continue to flow on in the next video. So everybody stay tuned, subscribe, share, because this is true light. These are secrets that you're not going to hear really anywhere else, and there's so many more coming. You don't want to miss it. Be a part of it. And always remember again, true knowledge is power. Power is there to bring humility to us, and that humility brings us ever closer to Hashem. Be a part of that as well, because that's where it's all going to. It's our relationship with Hashem that counts. And Hashem wants our partnership. This is what all these videos that I'm making, my entire life's work is about. To helping people, find the people, you stem souls, Jews, non-Jews, those in between somewhere, process of conversion. It's all beautiful. You're all wonderful. Thank you for reaching me and contacting me on my email. And I'm working with you. I'm going to continue to work with you. Thank you again. All of you have a blessed, wonderful day, wonderful week. And stay tuned. More's coming.